We're at the midway point of the year in 2023, and I want to do a quick review of my bold predictions that I filmed at the start of January 2023 and just see if I was right, if I was wrong, and if there's anything new to inject. So here we go. My first bold prediction was that we would actually see interest rates hit 8%. So probably at the start of 2023, we're probably somewhere in the mid fives, okay? Well, guess what? Today at the halfway point, and interest rates are fluctuating every day, I would say, conservatively, that if you were to pursue a new mortgage, that you would be looking at approximately 7%. If those rate hikes look like a quarter of a point apiece, that's going to put us about 7.5%. concluding the third quarter of this year. So look, I think I'm probably spot on this one. I think we end up 2023 with interest rates at 8%. My second bold prediction was that interest rates would actually start to go down by the mid-year point, and that just hasn't happened. The federal government looks at two things. It's really the jobs report and the consumer index report. And guess what? With jobs increasing, okay, and with the consumer index report showing positive signs, the Fed's going to do nothing but continue to increase the interest rates. So this might have been an area I was a little early on. Definitely look towards the middle part, the first and second quarter of 2024 during an election year. Nobody gets reelected, right, with interest rates at 7 or 8%, right? So the rates, I do believe, will be slashed. It won't be incremental. It won't be just, a quarter of a point here, quarter of a point drop here. It'll probably look like 1 to 2%, like slashing right away. So let's look for that at the start or the midway point in 2024. My third bold prediction was that this would not be a traditional spring market, that sellers would stay put, we wouldn't have a lot of inventory hit the market from a resale standpoint, and it would become a little bit more about new construction from that standpoint. I think I absolutely nailed that one. Look, we see so many people anchored to the property because they're at 2, 3, 4% interest rate. So they are just not selling. They're comfortable with their monthly mortgage payment and they're just feeling absolutely anchored to that property. So, and we've also seen definitely an influx in activity within new construction. A lot of these builders that weren't offering any incentives are now offering incentives. They're buying down interest rates. They're giving away that bonus room. They're giving away higher allowances for flooring and different things that go into the home. They're actually starting to communicate and treat agents like human beings again. What does that mean? They're not trying to not recognize us in a transaction, not trying to grind our commission down to a nub. They're actually paying attention to us, seeing us as a need in this marketplace as we change. Bold prediction number 4. We're in a recession. A recession is essentially defined as 2 negative GDP quarters back to back. We've already had it. So I absolutely nailed that one. And look, I predict a negative GDP quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. We checked that box and I was absolutely right on that bold prediction. Bold prediction number 5. We enter a buyer's market. And look, as we're shooting this video at the midway point in 2023, we are not in a buyer's market in the Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. marketplace. Now, many other areas throughout this country are definitely in a buyer's market, but not us. But look, we're shooting this at the midway point. We got another half of this game to play yet. And my prediction, I think, will still ring true by the time that we see 2024 flip, that I will say sometime during the fourth quarter of this year that we are in a buyer's market. Bold prediction number 6. Money is best served and allocated towards precious metals, hard assets. So silver, gold, that classic car, that piece of real estate, a hard asset, something real, tangible. Money, just cash in your bank, is losing value with inflation, right? I absolutely think I nailed that one. I wish I could go back in time at January of 2023 and buy more precious metals and buy possibly more tangible assets, because nothing has happened with exception of these precious metals, these hard assets continuing to appreciate. So cash is trash, large in part. As we shoot this video during the midway point in 2023, I think that very much accelerates and rings that much more true during the second half of 2023, where I think we see a lot of money flow into precious metals. I think we see a lot of money go into real estate. Look at the treasuries. You might be able to get 5 to as much as 6% in a US Treasury for only holding your money for 1 month. All the money is coming out of the bank's deposits and flowing this direction. It just goes to hammer home the point that I said, that absolutely your money is best served in 2023 going into hard assets rather than under your mattress or certainly sitting in a bank account. Look, we just reviewed my bold predictions at the start of January 2023, and we're sitting here at the midway point. So I want to inject 3 other things that I'm really looking at that would be bold predictions to finish out the second half of 2023. Who would have thought that we would have had this problem within the commercial real estate market? Over $1.5 trillion needs to be refinanced before the start of 2025. And a lot of this money is trying to find a new home. And guess what? We're finding out that there's a lot of distressed assets. There's a lot of office vacancies. We shot videos, which we'll link to this, that would show that, people are just shopping different. So those retail centers like, strip centers and certainly large shopping malls are starting to go bankrupt, right? People are just handing the keys back to the bank and telling them it's their problem. Commercial real estate could definitely suffer from flu-like symptoms, which will definitely experience cold-like symptoms as we finish out the second half in 2023 in the residential real estate market. That's number 1. My second prediction that I'm looking at in the second half of 2023 is really monitoring the financial marketplace from a standpoint of student loan debt. Student loan debt, look, if you have student loan, you haven't not needed to make a payment for the last 3 years. Could you imagine having an auto loan or a home loan, not making a payment for the last 3 years? Now you have to start making payments again after the end of August, right? What is the default rate going to look like when people have to start resuming those types of payments? And guess what? That's not off of these low interest rates that were true 3 years ago. That's off these inflated interest rates that we have today. So it's not even the same payment that you had before, it's an inflated payment. I think we're going to see massive defaulting within student loans. I think over 20% before the end of 2023. That will definitely pose complications for the financial sectors, certainly surrounding real estate.